So it looks like we have a huge problem. And I know people are going to be conflicted about this, but we really need to look at the truth and not the talking points, okay? This trade war with China is killing us. It's killing our farmers. It's killing all of our industries. But most of all, it is killing our partnerships around the world, as is the situation that we have with Venezuela that I've spoken about for over a year now. They are pushing harder and harder and harder on Venezuela. Why? Why? It makes no logical sense. If you have watched my videos on Venezuela, if you haven't, please watch them, understand it. Because they're not giving up. But by doing this, instead of us being friends with Venezuela, now China is having to back them. And with our trade war with China, our farmers are losing their crops. They're having to be bailed out. For all of you who support the wall, listen to this. $80 billion is what they're having to bail out our farmers because of this trade war with China. Could have built that wall, huh? Yeah, China did some things, whatever. We've done some things. But when it is affecting Middle America and Silicon Valley, when are they going to say enough is enough? Maybe they're not. Maybe this is the plan. Maybe this is the plan. I honestly don't know what else it could be. You know, I understand there's a point where it's like, well, I don't want to give in, whatever. But if you cared about the people of this country, you would want them to be doing well. And they're not. Suicide among farmers is at an all-time high. And they're losing their farms. They don't want to be bailed out. They want their crops. And what this is doing is sending China to a different place to agriculture. The soybeans, the wheat, the rice, all of these things. We even have farmers from places like Idaho moving to Brazil to farm. I'm sure most people don't know that because those things don't make the headlines. That is a bad sign, because what this does is it's essentially like anything. You know, you buy something from someone for so long, they give you trouble, they're kind of like whatever, then you go to a different place where it's super easy to get the stuff. They don't have Monsanto GMOs. Well, I don't think Brazil does. I know Venezuela does not. And so they're like, who wants to deal with a schizophrenic country? That's honestly what it is. It's like they don't know if they're going to be able to get their soy or their rice or whatever. But with Brazil and Venezuela and all of these other countries down there, they can get their stuff. They can get all of their oil from Venezuela. How do you think that's going to affect us? And that's why they're so upset, because our sanctions, we even intercepted food going to Venezuela. That's not sanctions that create hardships for their government. Those are sanctions that create direct problems for their people. And it is sad. I actually spoke with a woman from Venezuela yesterday. I went to a little small shop here, and she had an accent, And I just had a feeling that she was from Venezuela, and I asked her, and she was like, yeah, she's from Venezuela. She's lived here for many years. But we started talking about all the stuff going on, and even she didn't understand the gravity because all the confusion. She didn't understand why all of this was going on. You know, she's like, we're just good Christian people. Like, we're happy. We farm we're hard workers. Like, people think that we're socialists or something, and it's not like that. People don't just get handouts. She's like, here, they get handouts for everything. And so that's where people are super confused. I mean, we literally are like the most socialist country, if you break it down into what socialism actually means. Our government with the corporations are very socialist. They give them handouts for everything. They don't have to work for their contracts. They just get their contracts. And people think that, well, once the trade war is over, everything will go back to normal and all of these things. That's not even a fact, and the farmers know it. And they're starting to speak out loudly. They know that this will affect at least decades. This won't be a 1 or 2 year thing. This will affect decades because they're not going to want to come back here. Why? They're already having great trade with Brazil and Venezuela and whoever else. So why? Why come back to a country where they're going to be threatened every couple of years? All of these things. Do I agree with what China does? No. But they have stuff that we need. We have stuff that they need, and so there's a trading partnership. But like, the smartest thing would be to be allies with Venezuela like we used to be. They saved us in World War II. People don't even understand that. I mean, they are the only sovereign Christian nation still standing without a Rothschild central bank. Do you think that might have something to do with the real reason why we're attacking Venezuela so hard and lying about them and this and that? And Venezuela's not perfect. No country is, no government is. But is it like what they're saying? Absolutely not. And you can go through all my videos and see that. And it's horrific, and they keep pushing and keep pushing. And so now we have big countries pushing back. Countries that have rare earth metals. That's a huge deal. Rare earth metals go in all of our electronics, all of our missiles, planes, all of these things. They can only, well, they have 3 places where you can find them, but the only people that actually have the equipment and they're actually, they're actually digging them up is China. Neodymium, I know neodymium for sure, just because I absolutely love neodymium, because they're my favorite. This is neodymium right here. They are strong rare earth magnets. They're super strong. I love them. But we have big issues right now, and all of these distractions are exactly what they are. They're distractions while farmers are going under. I'll go into more depth later. I'm about to go to Dude Perfect. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's so much, it's really cool. They do a lot of cool tricks and stuff. I'm taking the kids. But this is not good for most of our industries. And it's really sad. It's really sad that people are so distracted with all of this other stuff when we have these huge things going on. And I have more information about Ebola that I'm going to be talking about. They're finally actually admitting exactly what I said months ago, that Ebola is being, it's mutating or whatever. But I'm going to go through that. And it looks like they had 2 cases in the Netherlands, all of this stuff, y'all. So make sure you stay prepared, get that silver, and because they're finding all of these diseases and everything. The link is in the description, the silver solution. But besides that, there's just so many things going on that people aren't paying attention to, and it's honestly sad. And it's sad to see the Venezuelan people that don't even understand. why their country is going in this direction. They think it's the government. One half thinks it's the government, one half thinks that it's the opposition, and it's just everything's being, it's horrible. When honestly we could say, hey, let's be buddies. Venezuela, they've got oil, gold, coltan, agriculture. That would be amazing. But instead, we're going to argue and fight about, oh, they're socialist. I don't think people understand what socialism means. Let me give you a few things that, so you can kind of do a litmus test of who is socialist, okay? Socialism is anything that's taxed, regulated, licensed, I forgot, subsidized. So that's pretty much all of our stuff. Let's just look at some things real fast, just some clips from some articles that these farmers are not happy and they're doing terrible. And what's worse is most of the money is going to corporate farms. That's the sad, sick part of this. We all think that, oh, they're getting bailed out. No, corporations are. Some farmers are getting $1. A check for $1. It's absolutely sad. If you want to pause and look at any of these, I recommend you do. And of course, they're trying to make a race issue out of most of it, but the truth is, it's just normal mom and pop farmers that are not getting anything. And it's just all these corporate subsidies. It's corporate socialism. That's all it is. These numbers are staggering. Absolutely staggering. I know I'm missing something. Tax, regulated, subsidized, licensed. I don't know. I'll put it at the end. I'll just put it down here or whatever. I'll put it next. So, socialism, it's anything that is taxed, regulated, insured, subsidized, which is pretty much everything we have. Police officers, military, our roads, public schools for sure, Secret Service, sewer systems, snow, like all of these things. But here's the thing. Most of us would not be against privatizing them as long as there is not lobbyists, as long as there is legitimate competition between the privatization, unlike the prison privatization where they have lobbyists and it's a horrific system. That's the big issue. It's these monopolies, these techopolies that have taken over everything. And so we say, oh yeah, a private system would be great. Well, not really, not when they're buying off the government. So we have to fix both issues. Like, if we want new roads, you have just like if you're building a house, you're going to have the best people make you some offers, and then some people say, okay, let's go with these people. That's who's going to do our roads. What about the schooling system? Same thing. First of all, the states need to be in charge because that's the point of our states. But it's a lot deeper than what people make it out to be. We have a ridiculous amount of socialism, but it's for the rich. And they use that and then say, oh, but no, y'all can't have socialism. We can have corporate subsidies. We can have all of this. We can have our lobbyists have the contracts for everything. And those are the things that need to be worked on. And people are focusing on the wrong issues. They're just focusing on the word socialism. And they're not giving any solutions. An easy solution would be have actual checks and balances of all of these systems, not these backroom deals. Lobbying should be cut. These paid lobbyists, billions, done. No. Corporate subsidies, absolutely not. That's the point. There's no competition. How can you compete with someone that's getting billions or even millions of dollars to essentially just to give you an offer? You know, like, it makes no sense. And honestly, I think it's so confusing to us because according to the documents, it does look like we are a corporation of some sort. They use all this legal jargon to screw us over, as usual. But if not enough of us stand up and do anything about it, if we just fight amongst ourselves, nothing will ever change. We need to hold them accountable. Not be angry at each other like, oh, you vote red, you vote blue. No, hold these people that are supposed to be working for us accountable. Alright guys, y'all have a wonderful day. Like, share, and subscribe. And please go to my recommended videos and my videos that are at the end. That helps to support my channel if you can't make any donations or whatever, because what YouTube likes to do is they demonetize my videos on the first, second day when all the views get, you know, when mostly everybody sees the views, and then they monetize it afterward. That's the little trick they're doing with us now. They're little games, and so they don't have to pay us. Or if you would like to support my channel, please, you know, the links are in the description. I have PayPal, I have Patreon, all of those things. But anyway, y'all have a wonderful day, and I will likely be doing another video later. Might do a Dude Perfect video. But anyway, y'all have a wonderful day. Bye guys.